Tonight, we'll report on how Grant County firefighters are helping in Chelan, and an Ephrata teacher is awarded for her dedication. What's happening in sports, Bob?
The Mariners get past the Rangers and the U.S. women's soccer team takes on Costa Rica. Here's a quick peek at our Weather Center forecast.
Hello everyone, today has been the warmest day of the week. Just ahead with your extended forecast, I'll let you know just how a cold front will affect the weather conditions and also the temperatures.
I'm Amber Jinks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Firefighters from Grant County are helping more than 1,000 firefighters battle the Chelan complex wildfires. A task force is working in the Chelan area as more than 63,000 acres burn. The fire started on August 15th. The task force includes Grant County Fire Districts 3, 4, 5, and 13, the Electric City Fire Department, Ephrata Fire Department, and Adams County Fire District 5. According to Ephrata Fire Chief Jeremy Burns, the Grant County team is primarily working night shifts, providing mop-up and patrolling the fire lines for any flare-ups. Columbia Basin firefighters are expected to continue working on the fires for another 4 to 5 days. One of the most unique exhibits at the Grant County Fair this year is giving people an up-close look at reptiles from around the world. Reporter Joe Utter has the story.
Tucked in between the food vendors and the carnival rides at the Grant County Fair sits an exhibit with reptiles from around the world. Brad's World Reptiles exhibit features dozens of exotic reptiles, from iguanas, geckos, and frogs to snakes, turtles, and even an alligator. Their creature feature exhibit, set up at the fairgrounds, is one of their most popular exhibits and includes a variety of reptiles. People are able to interact with the reptiles and view artifacts and videos. And while people may be a little squeamish touching a snake or alligator, the exhibit is geared toward teaching people about the animals and their habitats. The animals come from a facility located in Corvallis, Oregon, where more than 1,000 captive raised animals serve as ambassadors for their species. Staff is available to answer questions and provide supervised interaction with a variety of the animals, or even help visitors get their picture taken with one of the reptiles. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
2 votes determine which 2 candidates for Moses Lake City Council would continue in the general election. The leaders in the majority of the races did not change after the first nights of results. The only change was in the race for Moses Lake City Council position 7. Candidate Greg Navarez secured a position in the November election after the first night, but challenger Julia Hodgson was leading Mike Norman by a single vote. After the second day, Norman took the lead by a single vote. He increased his lead to 2 votes after votes were counted on Tuesday. He received 415 votes compared to Hodgson's 413 votes. The Grant County Auditor's Office released the final results of the August 4th primary. Roughly 25% of eligible voters sent in ballots. 2 people allegedly fled from the police through Grant and Adams counties after breaking into vehicles and shooting at a man. Grant County Sheriff's deputy initially responded to an area near Road 5 Southeast near Moses Lake late Monday night after a man reportedly caught 2 people breaking into vehicles on his farm. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, the suspects were identified as 18-year-old Moses Lake resident Alondra Yanez and Guillermo Valdez, a 27-year-old Othello man. They reportedly fled in a vehicle and the man drove after them. During the chase in Grant and Adams counties, one of the suspects reportedly fired several shots at the pursuing victim. Yanez was arrested for possession of a stolen vehicle and possession of a stolen firearm. Valdez was arrested for possession of a stolen vehicle, possession of a stolen firearm, felon of a possession of a firearm, and attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at primetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Hello everyone, I'm Cristina Sanchez with your local weather segment brought to you by Barry Motors. One great place to buy and service a car. We're still under a red flag warning throughout the night since we do have strong wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour, maybe even stronger. And this is due to a cold front that has already moved across the area. And this is why we have been under a blowing dust advisory that will continue throughout the evening. A cold front has already moved into the northwest. This is bringing a drop in temperatures and also those gusty winds throughout the overnight hours. For Saturday, for us here in Ephrata, I do expect the winds to be up to 10 miles an hour. Within the past 24 hours, we did start off the day in the low 70s for us here in Ephrata. The average low is 60 degrees, so still well above normal for this time of year. Highs today closer to the average high, which is in the upper 80s, and the record high temperature for the state was set back in 04, and the record high was 103. Our sunset at 8:12 for tonight. For you in Moses Lake, you did start off the day in the upper 60s. Your average low temperatures in the mid 50s and highs right around that average high temperature, which is in the upper 80s. And your record high temperature for the state was set back in 1992, and the record high was 102. Those high temperatures that we had yesterday. Now for us here in Ephrata, currently we're right around the mid 80s. We still have those westerly winds, sustained winds between 20 to 30 miles an hour, wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour, and we'll continue to have those strong wind gusts throughout the overnight hours as this cold front already moves out of the area, and it's also bringing a chance of strong showers and thunderstorms. Some may become severe west of our Columbia Basin, but as we go into Saturday, that's all going to move out of the area as the cold front moves into the northeastern portions of the state, and right behind it there will be much cooler air mass and also dry conditions across the area for us here within our Columbia Basin for Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. I do expect to have plenty of sunshine and improving conditions also along the coast throughout the overnight hours as that cold front moves into the northeastern portions of our state. As we take a look at the high temperatures for this Saturday, right around the mid 70s in Seattle, Yakima Valley, mid 80s, plenty of sunshine, and look at that in the northwest, still feel that drop in temperatures with high temperatures right around the upper 70s, plenty of sunshine. And let's take a quick closer view within our area. Once again, we'll feel the cool down in temperatures for tomorrow. Our high temperature right around the low 80s with plenty of sunshine for us here in Ephrata, and for you in Royal City, highs will be right around the mid 80s. Within the next 7 days, I do expect the highs to be right around the low to mid 80s for this weekend. Nice weather pattern, dry conditions for us. Then highs for Tuesday will be in the low 90s.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
The Saucy Iwakuma turned in another solid outing for the M's in a 3-2 win over the Rangers. It was a welcome sight for the Mariners, whose pitching staff has had some rough outings as of late. Iwakuma allowed just 2 runs on 5 hits over 7 frames to improve to 5-2 with a 3.74 ERA. He's bounced back well after an 11-week stint on the disabled list. Kuma is 3-0 and sports a 1.71 ERA in 4 starts this month. Seth Smith, who was hitting for a 133 average in August, launched a 2-run shot in the first, and the M's jumped out to a 3-0 lead. The Rangers put a run on the board in the bottom of the second to keep pace. The 3-1 score held up until Texas added one in the 7th to narrow the gap to 3-2. Danny Farquhar pitched an inning of relief in the 8th. Carson Smith closed it out to record the save. Iwakuma has beaten the Rangers twice in his past 3 outings, sandwiched around his no-hitter. He's 6-0 in his past 7 starts against Texas dating back to 2013. Well, the #1 ranked golfer in the world threw out the first pitch in last night's ball game. Jordan Spieth, who hails from Dallas, apparently has a charity bet with Zach Johnson, the 2015 Open champ, who threw out the first pitch at Wrigley Field. The wager, $5,000 on who would throw out the better pitch. I haven't seen the video on Johnson's toss, but Spieth, who is a right-handed golfer, served up a pretty decent bender from the left side. The U.S. women's soccer team turned in a dominating 5-0 performance over Costa Rica on their victory tour around the country. Last night's lopsided affair took place on the pitch in Pittsburgh.
Knockout rounds, Becky Sauerbrunn was the most consistent player.
Nice pick there. O'Reilly's in. The shot scores at the near post. USA leads. Trying to find Press. It's deflected right to her. Press turns. It's blocked. Has another goal. Press with a goal. 2-0 U.S. That's why she missed. Didn't see that live. Played in. Header. Goal. Johnston. 3-0 U.S.
Way too much space.
Rapinoe setting it in. That's box. It's the loose ball. The goal for Press. She has 2.
Isn't going to have, but what an unbelievable career she's had.
Heath in front. Quick shot. There's another goal. The hometown girl strikes. It's Klingenberg.
It's a big night at the Grant County Fair as the ever-popular Demo Derby will have its crowd on its feet cheering on their favorite driver. The action gets underway at 7 in the arena. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for the results. You can also find them online at www.ifiber1.com. We'll be back after this commercial break.
For 12 years, Euphrates hosted the best free music festival in Washington. This year was no exception with performers like Austin Jenks. And you're going to meet him and other headliners like Greg Raleigh, founding member of Santana and Journey. Welcome to iFiber One's Inside Look at Basin Summer Sounds.
She says she talks to angels. They call her out by her name.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a new art wall inside the Arts and Crafts building at the Grant County Fair. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
The Moses Lake Group, dedicated to promoting the arts over violent street life, welcomes young and upcoming artists to make their marks on walls created at the Grant County Fair. The nonprofit group Studio Over Streets is having some fun inside the fair's Arts and Crafts building with an art wall. The project is the idea of Studio Over Streets member CJ Welch, who also invites adults with children to contribute to the art wall.
If you want to do your art, please come and do it on my wall. At the end of the fair, we're going to turn this into a traveling art wall in hopes to promote us to get art walls, not graffiti walls.
Tables are set up with Play-Doh and crayons for the kids to create their own artwork. Welch shared what she plans to do with the art walls once completed at the fair.
I'm going to connect them all together, and we're going to start going around to all the city council meetings in Grant County and show them this is the art, not the tagging, graffiti, kind of give it a new light. So I'm encouraging, you can pick a panel, you can pick the whole thing. Hopefully by the end of the fair, I would like to have close to 50 pieces. I want to overwhelm the cities.
Welsh explained why she brought the art wall to the fair.
I feel that the kids need a place to express themselves without getting in trouble. I currently live in Moses Lake, and I know downtown Moses Lake had a huge issue. They got hit up high, back doors, alleys. I think that if you give the kids a place to express themselves, we won't have those issues anymore.
Studio Over Streets is active in cleaning up Moses Lake's gang graffiti problem.
We've actually gone out, cleaned up graffiti. We helped clean up graffiti parks, houses, fences. The base got hit really bad. We helped clean that up. We've done a lot of free events, getting the kids to dance and their music talents, and just letting them have a place to express themselves without them knowing that they're not going to get in trouble. The police are not bad. The police actually come and enjoy it. Just a positive forum for the kids.
Welsh explained what Studio Over Streets is about.
It's to help curb the gang violence, graffiti issue, kind of get the kids back on track, to get them back to the arts and crafts, music.
Welch invites everyone to the fair's Arts and Crafts building to contribute to the wall.
This is my property, and I want them to come and do this. So I think that helps too, knowing that, hey, I have the tools, just come do it.
See StudioOverstreets.com or the group's Facebook page for more information. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. Grant Elementary School teacher Donna McNeil was awarded the first Ephrata Education Association Spotlight on Dedication Award. McNeil is an Ephrata High School graduate and taught in the district since 1998. She teaches first graders and previously taught kindergarten. She also worked as a para-educator in both kindergarten and the special education preschool. Instead of receiving a monetary award as part of the program, McNeil was given the opportunity to pay it forward and recognize a community member or parent who supported Ephrata schools. She chose Ephrata resident Lloyd Burleson for all the contributions he makes to schools and the Ephrata community. Burleson was presented with a gift card for dinner and a movie in recognition of his contributions to the district. Another attempt to pass a school construction bond in Moses Lake might take place in 2017. The Moses Lake School District directors discussed the timetable for putting a bond on a ballot and implementing the year-round schedule during their last meeting. Assistant Superintendent Josh Meek unveiled a proposed timeline for the district to finalize both options as a means to deal with the current overcrowding at Moses Lake High School. Overcrowding is projected to become a problem for the middle and elementary schools in the next few years. Superintendent Michelle Price said the district's position was to give voters one more opportunity to approve a bond before implementing the year-round schedule. If the bond was to fail again, the district would start the year-round schedule starting in the fall of 2017. The Grant County Fair means busy times for kids getting ready to show their lambs and sheep this week. Reporter Cameron Probert met some of the kids and has the story.
Tuesday morning was busy for people preparing to show their sheep and lambs at the fair. For Lakota Lang, he was preparing to take his lamb beast mode into show as part of the division of participants who breed and own their own sheep. Lang helps manage his father's flock of between 100 and 200 head of sheep. The one he was showing was born in April, and he helped raise it along with the rest of the flock. He was hopeful for the lamb, which he said had good meat. The judges look at the loin, the most valuable portion of the animal, and the leg, and how much fat is on the lamb.
Certain amount of fat to cover its ribs and back so it doesn't get bruised, the meat doesn't get bruised on packaging, but not.
Inside another barn, Lynn Schossler stood by her group of Shetland sheep. The Soap Lake resident has a flock of about 20 of the smaller breed. She brought a collection of them to show at the Grant County Fair.
They come from the Shetland Islands of Scotland, and there they were originated in about the 1600s, and these sheep are about the same as they were at that same time. I'm part of a trust, so that if anything happens to the sheep on the Shetland Islands, they can come and get my genetics and repopulate with the same bloodlines.
The sheep are mostly used for their wool. Each of the sheep can produce about 4 pounds of fiber to be used for spinning into yarn.
They are mostly a wool sheep, especially here in the States. In Scotland, because they were the only sheep they had around in the 1600s, they were for meat as well as milk. I think I'll keep mine for the wonderful fiber that makes sweaters and socks for my kids' Christmas presents.
The Grant County Fair is one of 8 shows she plans to attend. She brought the sheep to Montana, Oregon, Western Washington, and has more Washington fairs to attend.
Fiber makes up the largest amount of the judges' score, but if you don't have a good body, if you don't have good teeth, good feet, there's no way that the fiber can be supported.
For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
A man is receiving drug treatment after he was reportedly spotted by an officer in a stolen car. Justin Britton, a 28-year-old Moses Lake resident, entered an in rebar plea in Grant County Superior Court to charges of 2 counts of possession of stolen property. The plea agreement means Britton doesn't admit to committing the crimes, but wanted to take advantage of the deal offered by prosecutors. Britton has 5 previous felony convictions and faced between 1 year and 2 months and 1 year and 6 months in prison. He was sentenced to 3 to 6 months of drug treatment. Britton is accused of stealing a running car he reportedly found in Moses Lake April 28th. The victim reported seeing a man run across the street and get into the vehicle and drive away. A police officer spotted the car and Britton allegedly put the car into reverse, hit a truck, got out, and fled toward a home. He reportedly tried to hide then and stood and told an officer he ran that way. That's going to do it for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.